Good morning, family. Today is a day that the Most High has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. How are you guys doing today? I thank you guys for being here on a day of my birth, giving honor and glory to the Most High, always and for all things, every circumstance and situation. Um, Today, Spirit wants to talk about grandmothers. Grandmothers are the elders of the generation to keep things intact, to show the younger generation the way in righteousness, in honesty, in integrity, and morals and values. We hand these things down. These are gems that we hand down to the younger generation, like passing the baton, passing some very valuable gems down. Now, I don't know a lot of, like, back in my day when I was coming up and I go over my grandmother's house. I already know it's about structure. It's about the teachings of obedience. It's about morals, values, and building character. I knew when I went over there, we wake up at a certain amount of time. When we get up, we make up our beds immediately when we get up. We don't wait all day. We don't do none of that. It's the structure of it. When we get over there, everything was timed. Even, hey, it was like clockwork at her house. You go to bed at a certain time. She watched the same shows. It was kind of crazy, but she was building a structure. She was showing a pattern of how things can go. Now, you can watch a different show, you can do a different thing, but it was like at a certain time the house shuts down no matter what. This was her structure. It ain't no running in and out. It ain't all over the place. It was structure of a home and how she did things. How we disinfect every Saturday. I mean, we tidy up during the week. To even the days that she changed her sheets it was a routine. It was a habit. Now we're getting out of the form of the habit. The grandchildren think they come over and all we supposed to do is spoil them, and they bring their unroutined actions to our home, and that's not the case. You can call me mean, you can call me whatever you want, but when you come into my environment under my care, there's straight structure. From hygiene all the way down. I expect it. I don't know if the younger mothers, I don't know, you trying to be your children's friend to where you let them just rule over you. And then they come over to me and think that I'm supposed to do that. I don't do that. I rule by I rule by the hand. Yeah, you'll get popped around me with my hand. I don't need to use nothing. I need to, the hand governs how hard I hit you or what have you, because in the process it'll be, if my hand is hurting, that means you hurting too. So I don't need to go that far. I need to go to a point that you understand that I mean business. I don't need an object. I don't need a belt. I don't need none of that. But some of the things, when we used to get the switch, hey, you meant this is serious here. She meant business with this switch or with the belt. But anyhow, the grandchildren these days, they come over and think, oh, buy me this, buy me that, buy me this. They don't want to help you clean up after breakfast. They don't even thank you for cooking. They're so ungrateful. They want to tell you what they doing. No, you gonna eat what I have. And if you I ask, I don't know your patterns because you've been my grandchild since the beginning. When you start getting picky and thinking you have your way, I already know what you like and what you don't like. But then when you come to these new things that you don't like because you expect me to go and get you Starbucks for breakfast and all that different, that's not cutting it with me. You must not be hungry. You get hungry enough, you will eat it. Now I understand. I understand what my grandparents was telling me. I thought they was being mean. I didn't know I liked beans until it wasn't nothing else in the house to eat. I ate the beans. I didn't like every bean, but I got a specific one. And when I feel like she's about to cook beans, I would ask her, "Can you please cook this type of beans? Because they're my favorite." And she did it because she knew that I liked it. That's how that thing works. You don't manipulate. You can't manipulate me. I don't care what you do outside the household. But it's structured with me. It's structured with everything I do. They don't say grace. They don't, I don't, that's because it hasn't been taught. See, they don't know. But I'm always talking about me. This is how I was raised. This is how the structure from Medea was handed down to me in my household, and now handed down to my children's children. Now you call structure mean? Well, so be it. That's what I am, because I'm structured. I can love you and spoil you in righteousness. You'll get spoiled because you'll do what's right. And I see that it's pleasing. And then I'll do the different things. You might not have Starbucks for breakfast, but who's to say we couldn't go there for lunch? It's how you handle the structure. I just been paying attention to my grandchildren and looking at the situation like, oh wow, this is something else here. But it's up to me to make change. You're not gonna force your all over the place over into my household. No, 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 no. You're not. When you come over here, you gonna know how to handle yourself, how to act, how the structure is made. You don't just waste stuff on the floor and walk all over and pick it up. I don't know why a child would think when they drop something on the floor, them stepping on it gonna make it disappear. You made more of a mess. Pick it up. The structure is me teaching you how to clean up behind yourself. I'm not a maid, and I'm not going to act as one. The word said, train a child in a way that they shall go, and they won't stray from the path. Y'all not even training. What happened to the training? It's like potty training a child. He gonna piss all over himself or herself until you train them how to properly use the potty. And once they go, they start doing the proper things pertaining to the potty. They wipe themselves, they'll look behind them, make sure the area is nice and neat, or they didn't get anything anywhere. They flush the stool, they wash and clean their hands, they dry their hands, they do the things that they're trained in. A child that hasn't been trained to potty, they will potty anywhere, everywhere, all on themselves, anywhere. Don't clean up behind themselves. Nothing. We're past that. But the training don't stop at potty training. This is why people are all over the place with their lives. How they handle people. It's like them pottying all over the place and not cleaning up behind themselves because they were not taught. I'm always talking about me. I'm looking at the situation from where I am. And if it resonates with you, hey, take it. Take it. Learn from it. Use it. You are not your child's friend. You're not. You're not. I don't care how much you think yeah, me and my child, we're best friends. Something sick with that. There's no way you can be on the level with a child unless you got arrested development. You didn't grow. I don't care because a child will never tell you everything she would tell he or she will tell somebody who's actually their age on their level that they wouldn't. I don't care. We tried to make it as friendly as, yes, you can tell me anything. I've even did it. I'm always talking about me. The thing for you is to see your child and pay attention to their character and know if they're not telling you something. You can't trust that they will. You will see the way if they patterns change. You know these things because you pay attention because you set structure in them. I keep telling y'all, I skipped a lot of grades in the spiritual realm. With that came wisdom. Wisdom, knowledge, revelation, and discernment. I can discern things. I can discern when a lie is being told to me. You can't get one, especially a kid. Kid can't get one off. You are a kid. I've been here many moons. Many moons. If a kid can keep getting these lies off on you, you need to wonder where your mind is. Where was you at? Where was your train of thought at the time the lie was being told? You wasn't paying attention. You were distracted. What's distracting you from paying attention to the very most important thing that you were given guardianship on. Pay attention to the lie. Pay attention to the details. They always say the devil is in the details. Somebody tell you a story, some of the stuff ain't making sense. That's the devil. The devil is the trick. That's the devil. That's the lie. Now you lying because there's no way in the world. You got to figure out. Hey, my child wouldn't lie to me, honey. What? Your child been lying since it was a baby. When it was crying for nothing, just wanted to be picked up. It's fed, it's dry, everything wrong. What are you crying about? Because it wanted its way. Look at the little babies. When you ask them, did you do this? They be like, no, but they did. How did they learn to lie? So then they get older and you talking about, he wouldn't lie to me, been lying for a long time to you. You don't want to accept that they're lied. Hey, wow. Talking about me. Pay attention to the lies, because the big lies can be harmful to one's health. It's important that we train our children in righteousness, not letting them potty all over the place. Because even though they potty all over the place, that don't mean that where they potty that won't cost you. I'm just saying, we reward these kids for nothing. And not to say nothing's wrong with it, but it's not helping them grow. Just like a plant, a visitor come over and see this plant dying, they be like, let me have that plant. You don't love it, you don't care about it. Somebody be like, why you say that? Because you don't give it no sun, you don't put no water in it, you're not giving it no kind of structure, you're not feeding into it. I can tell, look, it's died. Leaves brown, falling off, droop down. What are we talking about here? I'm going by what I see. So if I see your children and all over the place and everything, you're not loving it. Because if you did, you would care for it. And when you're caring for it, you give it structure, you give it the water, you give it the sun. You will see it flourish. You will see the leaves become strong and green. But then we get mad at the person who told us we wasn't loving on the plant. Yes, I am. It's just this and it, making up excuses. Stop it. We can see. They partying everywhere. We can see. If you love them, they would know not to do this stuff. This is part of my testimony. The Spirit felt it should be shared. I'm an open book. From time to time, Spirit will give you special nuggets, special gems. You grab them, you take them, you implement them in your life, and you see it grow. So, with that being said, thank you for being here on my day of birth with this authentic, unapologetic truth given for a divine time, which is now. I pray that you guys have a blessed and highly favored day until the next divine timing.